it's Aimee with MamaBearBlue. Today I've got a project for you using some canvas drop cloth, some Iron Orchid Designs transfers and stamps. We're going to be using the Brocante Transfer today and the Kindest Regards stamp. I'll show you what we're trying to work towards. I got a couple examples made. I've stepped some of it out for you, so I think you're really going to like this one. So I've used the Brocante Transfer, and this canvas back here is actually just a drop cloth. I think those are really pretty for spring. Here's a little one I did just earlier today. I really like the way that looks. All right, so I've got a few ready to go here, and I'm going to walk you through the steps of how I did this. And let me tell you a little bit about the canvas drop cloths. You can definitely just get your standard painter's drop cloth from any of your home improvement stores, you know, like Lowe's, Home Depot, any of those places, and wash it and dry it and cut it into pieces. That works fine. But I actually bought these at Harbor Freight, and they're just shop towels, and they're made of the same exact fabric that drop cloth is made out of, and they're very soft. And I have used these to make, they come in about, this is probably a 16 by 16 square. So I've been able to make pillows out of these, stamped and stenciled pillows. They work great. So today I thought we would use them inside of picture frames with the transfers and the stamps, and make some fun canvas art. Let's start by painting our frames. So I've got a couple frames here. I've already picked out the parts of the Brocante Transfer, which I'm sure you guys are probably familiar with. It's so pretty. Lots of pretty French designs, just all kinds of stuff in here. And it comes with 8 sheets. Oh, I wanted to also show you guys, you know, Iron Orchid Designs makes these little pouches now to hold your stamps, which is awesome. I love to hold my little scraps of transfers. You know, after you cut up your transfer, you have all those little pieces that are constantly, like I try to stuff them back into here, but they're constantly falling out. This works great, and then I can just tuck it right inside where the rest of my full transfer pages are. So I've got these two I'm going to work on, and if we have time, I'm going to get to this really tiny little frame, which is really cool. I think we're going to use some white on these. I'm kind of sticking with the white theme. That's what I've done on these. We're going to put a coat of white paint right on these. And I'm not really, you know, going crazy as far as getting full coverage on it. I am okay if it doesn't, because I'm actually going to probably distress back a little bit, because I want them to look a little bit, I want some of this, this is kind of almost like a silvery gold, a white gold look. So I wanted to show back through the frame. So I'm just using a clay-based chalk paint, so I'm sure you guys probably all have your favorite brands you like to use for that, so any of those will work. That's that one. Make sure I get my sides. Those are done. Let me hit it with the heat gun real quick. This is the next one I want to work on, is this little frame. This is the glass to it. I've already cut out the part of the Brocante that I want to use on it, and it's going to be this. And I thought maybe a couple of these little leaves arranged on the side would be cute. So that's where we're going with that. But first of all, let me show you how we do it. It's really simple. You are just going to cut your shop towel, drop cloth, whatever you're using, so that you just have a little bit of an overhang over each side of the glass, if you guys can see that. Because what you're going to do is hot glue that down onto it. All right, so that's it. I mean, you're going to cut it right around there. I've left a little bit of an edge. That may even be a little more than I need, actually. I don't want it so bulky on back that it's not going to fit back into my frame well. So let me just trim some of that off. It doesn't have to be pretty, because that's going to get glued down. You're not even going to see it. So, and I'm just going to do one side at a time and put a bead of hot glue. Oh, wouldn't you know it, I need another hot glue stick. I'll get that as soon as I do this side. Just put it right on the edge. And then you're just going to fold down your edge, and it's going to adhere really nicely to that glass. This is my Gorilla Glue hot glue gun. It's my favorite. You know what? That's a little bulky, but I'm going to go with it. I can always trim it now. Trim this off just a bit. And here. Just want to be right on that edge. So you want to make sure that drop cloth is pulled fairly tight. You want that. You don't want a bunch of wrinkles and stuff, because you need a really flat, tight surface for that transfer to go on this fabric. So it's pretty taut on there. That's all you're going to need to start on the transfer part. This is a perfect fit. Okay. Again, I'm going to rub over the whole thing real quick before I start peeling it off. So there's that one. So I love this, but I really kind of just wanted a little bit of pop of color with some leaves on the sides. So that's why I think I'm going to try to just fit these in. These are all from the Brocante. Let's see how I want to do that. I'll trim these stems off here. So next step, it's easier than you think. I did not seal this. I'm not going to seal this first. I'm just going to get right at it as far as using our rubbing stick that comes with the transfers. Okay, I start on one side and I work my way across. So that's what I'm going to do. And I've noticed when I am putting a transfer on fabric that I like to do one rub through completely and then come back to the edge and start slowly rolling that up. So I got a good rub over the whole thing, and then I'm just going to come back and start. And to be honest, when I first attempted this, I didn't think it was going to be too easy to release onto this fabric, but it's crazy how easy it releases. So I just kind of like to use one hand to kind of gently pull up as I go. They were just a little too long. Some of their little tails are going to have to lap over, but that's okay. I like how they're going to completely fill up this frame. It's going to be cute. Really fun spring decor. Then, just like I normally do, I will burnish it just real gently, which is just gently rubbing. After you put a transfer on, you should kind of go back and just make sure it's on there really well, that there's no creases or bubbles or anything like that. I love it. All right, let me go ahead and get this one onto the one that I just showed you guys when I was gluing. I found this tiny little, it's probably like a 2x3 if that. I went ahead and painted it and waxed it with some gold wax over white paint. And I have just this little butterfly. And what I want to do first, before I do that though, is take the Kindest Regard stamp. You guys have probably seen this stamp before, but it just looks like a bunch of script writing, like a letter. And I'm going to stamp it first before I put the butterfly on it. All right, so I just need a little bit of this. So I'm just going to use my black ink. I already inked this up, so I'm not going to put more on. And I just need a little section of script. So I'm going to pat this on here. I want a little bit of a fun background on this. Move these. All right. It looks like that. So we'll put the butterfly right over top of that, and I think it'll look really cute. I've already put one coat of white paint on these, and I think I'm going to put a little bit of clear wax. So I've just got my little tray here with some clear, some dark, and some gold. You guys have probably heard before, if you are doing a project, you want to put some clear wax on it before you put any kind of colored waxes. You don't have to, but it will make it easier to pull back your dark and colored waxes if you have a coat of clear on first. All right, there's clear on that one. So I think I'll hit it with just a little bit of dark. I just want to dab some on, and then I'm going to wipe back. I always like giving projects like this just a little bit of age. Okay. Just a soft cloth, rub some of that back so that dark will sit down in those low spots. And when I'm doing that, some of that paint's coming back, so some of that gold's already popping back through, and I like that. I'm going to add a little more with my gold wax. Let's wipe that back just a bit. Get these in here and see what it looks like. Flip open. Set that right in there. You may have to work with it just a little bit because you do have that extra bulk on the side of the glass. You definitely don't push so hard you break the glass, but this one's being stubborn. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, that one's, oh, I like that. I like the look of that. Again, if you want to seal this top, you can. I did seal that first one I showed you and this bee. I mean, it may help it just a little bit to help the transfer to lay down a little bit flat maybe. But I'm not super worried about the sealer on these just because they're decor. So here's this one. I think it's cute. And this was super fast. I mean, once you get your painted frames, the transfers go on very quickly. Again, all the products I used today you can find from your local stockist. So there was the one I did originally for the promo. I've seen that in the pics. And this little tiny butterfly. That one had the stamped background. This was the bee I did earlier with the stamped background. And this one. And again, if you want to seal these, just do a quick light coat of your favorite patina, clear patina or sealer, and let it dry before you put it in the frame. So those were all from the Brocante, and Kindest Regards was the stamp. So I'm so glad you guys joined me here today. I hope you guys can try this project yourself. Check out those shop towels. They make doing projects like this really easy. Thanks for joining me here today, guys. See you later. Bye.